Hello and welcome back to SnowRunner, y'all, and in this video we're going to be jumping in to a brand new adventure. Now, all of the mods that you are seeing in this video are available on console, and the information for all of them will be in the description box down below. Now, the map that we are on today is TNB Trails, and again, all of the mods, including the truck that I am using to tow the trucks on the trailer, again, those are all available on console, as well as, of course, PC. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up and get started on the way out to the start of our adventure. Now, one thing though I do want to make clear is that this truck seems to have a little bit of a sound issue where it has a startup sound and it has on throttle engine sounds, it has driving engine sounds. However, it does not seem to have idle sounds, and I'm not really sure why idle sounds are basically absent. I bet you there was like some kind of update issue and it, got upset or something. And we have already almost rolled over, like right out of the gate. We just left the garage and we're already about to flip over. Okay, this is fine. Remember the meme with the dog sitting in the middle of the burning restaurant or coffee shop or whatever it was? Yeah, this is fine. It's all good. Also, I feel like I remember this truck having a horn. However, when I go to hit the horn, you see the actual, physical, I guess you would just call that ripples on the screen, but the only thing with that is there's also no sound to go with that either. So I wonder if something in one of the updates got a little bit discombobulated and maybe the game doesn't like it. I'm not entirely sure, but let's see how this thing does going up the mountain. Now, I will say we do have the largest engine that we can fit in this thing, which is a massive 14-liter monster, as well as the highway transmission. However, that is apparently not quite enough to get it up this hill. At least not with the weight of both of those Chevys on it. And I will say those are both really heavy. They're a lot heavier than they look, especially the newer one, the one on the back of the trailer. That one is extremely heavy, much more so than you might think for a pickup truck, but the mod creator actually had to make it that way in order to get it to behave certain ways, at least as far as the way the creator themselves wanted that truck to behave. They had to set it up that way with extra weight. So one of the things that I'm really excited about for this particular adventure is we're going to go to an area that I haven't been to in a really long time, because a lot of the areas on TNB Trails that people commonly use or commonly see are a lot of the areas that are very close to the garage, because, I mean, it makes sense. You're gonna spend a lot of time in the areas that are close to the garage because those are simpler to get to, and you also have a much easier time repairing and then going back to other areas and so on and so forth. But I really like exploring some of the farther reaches of this map, because the farther reaches of this map actually have a lot of really good trails that often go unnoticed because people just never make their way out there. Easy. Ugh. Again, I would rather not spill those trucks off of my trailer before getting to where we're going. Okay, so now things are definitely going to get a little bit more interesting. After quite a bit of climbing, we're about to get to Rocky Meadows, which is kind of where we were initially headed in the first place. I wasn't exactly sure where I wanted to stop, or rather where I wanted to park the rig, but I figured that I wanted to do it somewhere in this general direction. Now, if you haven't been to this area of TNB Trails before, which is way up in the mountains, I highly recommend you do so, because it is a absolutely gorgeous part of the map for one, and for two, there are so many more trails up here that often never get touched because, again, they're not near the garage. Like, they require you to bring a support rig. They require you to bring a lot more gear. They require you to bring just a lot more stuff in general. And I think because of that, there's a lot of people that don't even know that these trails are out here. Now, there's a parking area right up here, which is where we're gonna go. It's a little bit of like a combination of a parking area and a ranger station and half a like makeshift campground as well-ish, sort of, kind of. So I don't really know where I was going with that. I was going somewhere, but not entirely exactly sure where. So we are going to do a little bit of rock crawling in both of these trucks, and I do want y'all to let me know if you would like to see more of the older trucks or more of the newer trucks, but let's see if this thing can even fit into the parking area, because it may not. I mean, close enough-ish. Ramps down, unpack cargo, and, I mean, should be about good. I mean, never mind the fact that the tow rig is literally up on the rocks, but again, don't worry about it. Now, this thing has the crawler suspension on it. It's been tuned to be way softer, so it's got a lot more flex than it normally would. And we went with a mid-range tune, so it's not super powerful. It's not, well, I say it's not super powerful. It's still making in like the 7s for horsepower numbers, but it's not up over 1,000 like it normally would be when I would run a truck like this. So it's actually really, really manageable and easy to get through trails like this, especially if you just throw it in low and kind of cruise and enjoy. Now, one thing, though, that you do have to be careful with a truck like this, especially on trails that are tighter and a lot more rocky, is there's a lot of different places that you can get caught, or rather that you can catch yourself out like that, because flexible as it may be, it's still top heavy, and you do have to contend with that. Easy. Whoa! Oh, look at that! That is so wild. Oh, the way this trail, like, not only loops around, but makes its way down through these enormous rock ledges. Ow. Congratulations. Yours truly did not look. Not at all. You know, it's moments like that when I really have to be my own spotter, and I'm not very good at it because I also have a little bit of a history of, let's just say, not listening to my spotter in real-world off-roading, which has gotten me into some situations that probably shouldn't have been in. Come on. Come on. Almost there. You know, that was probably the most backwards line that I could have taken through there, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not mad about it. There's a little bit of a creek for you to wheel through as well. And these trails are some of the most realistic trails in the business. They are so good. Now, you can run them this direction, you can run them the other direction. That's the other really, really cool part about these trails, is that they are totally open to whatever direction you want to take them. And what we'll probably do is we'll probably head the other way with the classic Chevy. Now, this thing, while it is really good for like a good cruising pace, and it can lumber over just about whatever's in its way, it does obviously struggle with the fact that it is really tall, really top heavy, and the wheelbase is really long. Now, the classic Chevy, on the other hand, does not really have to struggle as much with that, especially with the wheelbase issues. Can I save this? Oh my God. Well, we don't really have any rock sliders, but if we did, we would have put them to use. All right, let's go ahead and shut this thing down for now, and we're gonna go ahead and grab the K-Series two-tone, and this one is the twin-turbo V8 variant. Normally, I run the diesel, but the twin-turbo V8 is also a really, really good way to run this truck. I would probably recommend, here, actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and pop the hood so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. That gorgeous, gorgeous twin-turbo LS setup with the custom intake manifold, the turbos that you can actually see. You can literally see the compressor wheels spinning. It is so, so wild, the attention to detail on this thing. There's even, like, detail on the Optima battery. It's genuinely wild. So let's go ahead and put the hood back down and head on out to the right-hand side of the trail this time. Now, this is going to be a lot more, I would definitely say a lot more of a kind of thinking style approach to driving with this thing. Oh, wait, we can't go right just yet. We have to go. Oh, I was completely wrong. I meant to go, yeah, I meant to go that way. Okay, never mind. That's where I was intending to go, and that's the direction I had in my head. And then I got out here, and I was like, why am I not even seeing any trail that goes that way? That's why. That's why. Because there is no trail that goes that way. Well, there is. It's just down here. Oh, geez, this thing is a lot faster than I thought it would be. That is so fast. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to watch myself. We're not even in the tricky stuff yet, and we almost flipped it over. This bodes well. This bodes so well. I'm gonna take a shortcut because I see a rock section up here, and I don't really want to let that rock section go to waste. I want to see it, and I don't want to spend a bunch of time driving around just dirt trails. Okay, so there we go. I'm also trying to not, you know, destroy the bodywork on this thing because it is an absolutely gorgeous setup, and I would really like it to stay an absolutely gorgeous setup. Oh no. Oh no. There's intrusive thoughts happening right now. There's some really intrusive thoughts happening right now. I know I just said I want to keep this thing nice, but you know what? We can always come back here with a crawler setup in the future. I really want to send this. Come on! Oh! Well, it looks like the intrusive thoughts won, but we'll definitely have to come back here again in the future with a setup that is either, well, exactly the same thing or something that we can hit these trails with and not let the intrusive thoughts win. But if y'all enjoyed this video, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see y'all next time.